And I said, yeah, bro. I think I'm gonna go in the garage. I'm gonna figure out a way to make this one work, though. Get some B-roll or something, though, bro. But yeah,
yo, man,
don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you see me in this again in another video that I put out.
Oh no, bro. What's your pet peeve?
Oh, pet peeves. Okay, what it depends. What do you mean? I got. Whoa. Let me grab my phone right quick. Hold on, because I just realized I don't got my stuff. No, but go ahead.
So for me, man, my pet peeve, I absolutely hate. I hate when people tell me they're gonna do something and then don't do it.
Oh, you know what, man? I see where you're going with that. That might be up there. It's in my top. I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. Okay. Probably one of my things that's right up there with my top pet peeves, bro. Gotta be when you overstate your relationship. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Right. So let's just say hypothetically, if you come into town, right?
Yeah.
When you come into town and I say, yo, we gonna go ahead and hit out this spot, and don't worry, I got some peoples there. We good. When I tell you that I got some people there, what I'm saying is that if I'm bringing you there and I'm telling you they're my people,
right?
Then there's no waiting in line at the spot. There's no y'all get the VIP section, but this, that, the other. If I tell you they my peoples, right? So it's they go all out. So what I don't like is when you just know somebody, but then versus you saying they're your peoples, and my expectations are different when you overstate your relationship with somebody. It's probably one of the most irritating things, because unlike when somebody say they're going to do something, that is one of those things. If I can't rely on your word, but something might come up, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. There's nothing wrong with stuff coming up. That's where you, because of your word, you get back to me like, yo, I couldn't do what I said I was going to do today. This is the next time that I'll be available. That's perfectly fine. I know
facts.
But no, I cannot stand when people tell you they're going to do something.
Now, I can't stand. To me, it probably is someone who overstates their relationship when you're doing it to look, to get that look. It's probably, it's one of those things though, man. Yeah, probably it though. I would say I got a lot of work stuff that are pet peeves for work.
Yeah.
But probably in person though, those are, I would say that too though, man. Like somebody, if you just overstate stuff in general, right? That's it though, bro.
Yeah. Well, let's get it cracking, bro.
Get that music going, bro, Ham. Make some of them Sooners mad today, boy.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Yep. Okay.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
It's Friday.
Yes, sir. Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Yeah.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Yes. Hey, Skiddy, my brother from another mother. It is 9/11. What was you doing on 9/11, bro?
Okay. So I put that as my question of the day today. And I'm gonna be honest. Because you
got me nervous on what you're trying to say. If you got to preface it now.
No, I'm just saying the statute of limitations is over. So
okay.
I can speak on it. It was 19 years ago, right?
That was 19 years ago. Now, mind you, you have a 20-year-old son.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he would have been on the cusp of being born.
Right. So here's the thing. I used to be in the military, and so I worked at the commissary, and so we would go part of the day to the commissary to do our inspections and stuff like that. But bruh, that also used to be my nap time too. So I was coming out of a nap and was like, stuff was going on, and I was like, yo, so I shot down to the hospital, and of course, like everything was like, it was the craziest. I just remember waking up from a nap to like the end of the world, basically, and the way it felt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. What about yourself?
First off, shout out to the homeboy Mark Lane for checking in. Appreciate you as always, the homie. Yeah. You know what's funny, man? I remember this like it was yesterday because I had probably only been in Atlanta for maybe 3 weeks, right? So I'm out here in Atlanta. This is what's funny about this because I think I had went on one interview before. This was my first move to Atlanta. I had my cornrows still, man. This was 2001, so this is when cornrows was still popping. 2000. Everybody was braided up. So I was braided up, got the fresh braids from the girl, JJ, before I moved on out here. I go to Rich's at the time. It's Macy's now, but I go to Rich's and I'm there on an interview at the mall, right? And so I'm sitting there, my girl, Neek, at the time, she was she was manager at a store, a little retail store in the mall. So I'm sitting here sliding out back to the crib, just got back, was told that, we think we're going to go ahead and put you on for the job. I interviewed it pretty much so the same day. I get back to the crib, bro, turn on the TV, the big screen TV. My mama gave me this big 50-something inch TV, fat back TV, bro. And I'm sitting here watching the news and they like wilding on there like, yo, they're talking about a plane that's just crashed into the World Trade Center. So I call up Neek and I'm like, yo, there's a plane that just crashed in the World Trade Center. I was like, wait a minute. Another one just did. And I was watching it live when the second one came through. And then you see the tower lean and all the stuff. I was like, yo. So what I remember the most about that is that at the time, I'm telling her about it and she's going back and forth, making sure she's straight. The mall at the time was on, real high hiatus and everything like that, though, bro. But I just remember just being very new to Atlanta and just getting back from an interview and being told that I got this job, though, bro, at Macy's. And yeah, man, I remember it like it was yesterday, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just couldn't believe that the footage that they were showing on national TV of like, people jumping out of the windows and then the Pentagon. It was just like, a bunch of stuff, and definitely one of those things that you will never forget where you were at that moment in time. But it's never an easy way to transition out of that. Well, it's also
let me tell you this. This is funny. So I was talking to somebody. This is one of those things that is interesting about 9/11. Is how different things are, right? Yeah. Because you remember prior to that, like you used to be able to go to the airport, wait for somebody at the terminal to get on out of the airport. You know what I'm saying? You used to be able to, you at some airports, you would be able to walk someone all the way to there to get on the flight and everything like that, bro. And I think that it's just crazy to me how much like TSA wasn't, I don't know if TSA existed or if it was as big now. And now you got TSA
security check, but everybody just had to walk through it.
Right. Now you got to walk through, you got to take your shoes off, you got to take your belt off. That's something that I think is interesting. And what's wild about that is I was talking to somebody, it reminded me, I was talking to somebody the other day at the basketball court, and they was a young buck. He was born in 98. I was like, bro, I was just finishing high school. So when I think about that, by the time 9/11 happened, he wasn't even barely old enough to understand. And it was a couple of young guys. But the thing I think that's interesting about that, though, man, is that there's this whole generation of people who don't know what travel was like before 9/11, who would never be able to comprehend being able to just walk up to an airport like that, though, man. So it's crazy, though.
Yeah, the other crazy thing is I'm hoping that COVID doesn't have that same.
I hope so too, man. I really do. I'm hoping the same thing. But 9/11 is also a pretty big day as well. I'm gonna pass it to you because you were on to you Mr. Segway. Give it to me.
Yeah, I was just saying, it was obviously no easy way to transition out of something like that, but this is also one of our guest co-hosts' birthday. Chris Top Weston. I used to always say his middle name was Leroy. He used to hate that junk too.
Christopher Leroy Weston. Chris Lee.
Yeah.
Shout out to the homeboy Chris Top, though, man. It ain't. I know you probably out there with your drink in your hand, your cowboy boots. Listen, I was gonna start on the best. I was gonna tell you we were doing the best things I've seen all week. I'm gonna go ahead and say, Chris Top, sir, you topped the best things I've seen with your 3-piece suit on, with your mask on, with your big brim hat on, homeboy. With the did you have the boat shoes on? I don't know, but you was killing it. I saw you cutting the rug in the office, though. So shout out to you, sir, as the absolute best thing. Enjoy them 40s. The last, he is probably I'm the last of the crew, but he was probably the second to the last one, though. So shout out to you, my brother, my other brother from another mother, though, man. Real talk.
Best thing for me is, brother, my drop box is empty.
Ooh, I'm gonna fill it back up.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. As I just said, that was the best thing I saw all week. I don't need you filling up nothing. You got a lot of DSing to do. So
I got a lot of listen.
At least some time to be able to try. I'm trying to write a new joint. I got some new bars. That's crazy.
Second best. I'm gonna tell you the second best thing that I've seen. It goes into what you were saying, the DS. And so I kind of laugh because, we always talk about Slash Brothers and trying to be as self-sufficient as possible. And so I was kind of telling you for like a little while that I was just like, bro, I can't quite get with these when I'm listening to the mastering and getting ready and critiquing and the fine tuning. And I'm hearing these S's real heavy. So I'm trying to figure out like, golly, man, let me go ahead and do some research. So I get on YouTube, figure out, watch some tutorials. I watch like 5 of them on how to soften up this. So this is musician technical stuff or whatever. But what is dope is that I was immediately able to apply that because I shout out to the homeboy, Rocky the Real. He told me he was heading up to St. Louis. He was shooting a video for one of the songs that I had mixed. So that DSing that we're talking about, I was able to apply that, remaster his song. It's flawless. So shout out to the homeboy Rocky the Real. Should be on his way. Probably already is out there to St. Louis for the weekend, shooting a couple of videos, and I'm very excited for him, man. His project, I've mixed probably about 8 songs for him down there. And it's fire, bro. So I'm very excited. Finally finalized the name of his album, everything like that. So a lot of stuff to come from the homie, though, bro.
Yeah, man, that's dope. That's dope. But yeah, I'm enjoying that space because, like I said, I'm really ready. I got a new song I'm trying to record because I got a show coming up on the 18th. So I got a new show, a new song I'm trying to record. I would love to know it. I know for anything I'm doing the first verse of the song because I know the first verse. I don't know the second verse yet too well, but I got some bars though that I'm working on, man. Like I am excited about writing some new music, but at the same token, it's one of those things that I can never have the time, bro. It's just so much stuff going on.
I know exactly. That is the one thing that I am glad is that now for me, it's the little finishing touch kind of ticky-tack things that I think that I got to hurry up and get done because the longer I have it as an open project, I'm going to find some little bitty thing though, bro. But little ticky-tack, we were talking about, got new Bel Air 2 logos on the way. I'm hyped up about that.
I saw them. They dope.
Yeah. I was a lot of them.
Probably one of the first times we agreed on a font for anything.
Yes. Listen, man. So with all things considered, this week has been a very eventful week for me in so many different ways, though, man. So yeah, man, I'm excited though, bro. We got a lot of things to get into, man.
And we got a
lot of stuff to talk about. First off, bro, what you want? Listen, you want to talk about this Torey Lanez first? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
All right. So basically, there was some TMZ footage that came out that basically said the boy Torey Lanez had been reaching out to Megan Thee Stallion and was trying to apologize. And of course, she wasn't answering the phone, or he didn't believe she was going to answer the phone. So he sent her a text that basically said, like, yo, I know you don't want to hear from me. I know you probably won't answer, but I just wanted to let you know that I apologize. This should have never happened, but I was just super drunk. And so I'm apologizing.
It's an apology and admission.
Oh, yeah. It's an admission. He knows what happened. I mean, the thing is that I just don't like with the Instagram live that Megan did. I just don't, from that standpoint, I just don't take her to be a liar. For somebody who was following the G code, who was just keeping silent, that wasn't cooperating with the authorities as far as like the details, who was also scared for her life, also as a Black woman.
And she's from Texas.
That's right. There's just so many things going on. So I just don't take her to be a liar. For like, she wouldn't have a reason to. With that being said, I'm not trying to be the judge or jury for Torey, but at the same token, him apologizing is an admission to me. Here's the thing: there was only 4 people in the car. So
how did TMZ get this? How did TMZ get this text? That's what I'm wondering.
TMZ get everything, bro.
But this is one thing. So listen. If this is what I'm wondering, and this is where I think that makes Torey Lanez look even more suspect to be a sucker. Is because, for one, if Megan stuck to the G code and she was not trying to put you on out there, right? So if you did not, if Megan, I don't know that Meg, after she already said, yeah, you shot me, she already told a brief synopsis of what happened, right? So with that being said, I don't know that she has to share or have proof. She already said you did. After I was trying to protect you, she gave a reason. So I guess what I'm wondering is that it just makes it seem like maybe Torey Lanez can't leak this, right? Because where else would TMZ get it? Are they hacking phones? Are they hacking cloud?
I don't know if Torey Lanez camp leaked it. If anything, I would think Meg's camp might have leaked it.
What does she have to gain by doing it? She already told him, and he's never refuted.
Yeah, but the thing, but to send it, the thing is that, again, with her coming out on Instagram Live, that's just her account of the story. So it's still one of those things to where it's like it's her word against his. And so the thing is that until there is like his court date coming up in October. So then why would you then put this out right now? Like, that doesn't give you any leverage because you apologize. That doesn't gain you any leverage. The thing is,
I think what it does is I think that it allows you to save face from all these people who've been trying to cancel you out. It shows remorse. It shows contrition. It shows a couple of different things that I think, just for the sake of public opinion, it makes you look not as bad. The fact that you had some kind of admission or felt some kind of guilt behind it.
And maybe in relation to your point, maybe it also shows that, hey, there was an actual reason, not that I was just out here wilding and shot you like I couldn't handle my liquor, even though that's still not a justifiable reason. But I'm saying it gives, because the problem is a lot of dudes out here is like questioning, like, yo, what would make you shoot this young lady? That's the thing. So for that aspect, I think it does, in relation to your point, just kind of leave some type of result with what actually went down. And, so at this point, with all of this information out there, are you still curious about what happened or what caused them to get into the argument or why she wanted to leave?
I am. I am, bro. I am. I got to be honest with you. And not that it matters and not that it justifies anything, right? I can't think of anything. Well, okay. I can't think of anything that she would have said. If she's already said, I didn't put them hands on you. Okay, so we can eliminate the JJ 20 for 20. So now it comes a matter of, well, what exactly could he, what would he have, what she have said that would have just been like, nah, I can't get down with that. Like, I don't know, but I am curious though, man, because for the same reasons why I'm curious about, still about Chris Brown, Rihanna, like what exactly was it between them that would have had him go over the edge? And so from that perspective, I am curious, not that it justifies it, but I do want to know now that it's something right now. I mean, it's like you put out some information, say everything then.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things that is still a private moment. Obviously, it's I don't know.
It's private, but I mean, if he was like, man, I was going on that sauce. I mean, he's a little man. Maybe he can't control the liquor. He's little. His tolerance might be, babyish.
Yeah, I know who else tolerance is very little. He's your boy.
So you ain't gonna be out here drunk because you might shoot somebody in the foot.
I ain't gonna be. Nope, you ain't got to worry about that, bro. Because here's my thing, bro. I just don't like being in control of me, bro. Like,
I don't like not being in control.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like not being in control.
Let me ask you this. I think I know the answer to this, but just one. Have you ever drank enough to be drunk?
No, never.
I've never been drunk before ever in my life.
I've only felt a little tingle in the back of my head, and that's when I was like, up, tapping out.
Listen, you know what's funny? I was tipsy. I was tipsy. No, actually, I'll take that back. 2 times, right? The first time I remember it, right? I remember going to this spot out here, Boogaloo, me and the homie Damien out there. And this is funny, bro. I had one drink that I was babysitting the whole night, bro. And, I'm just sipping on it. I'm just, holding the drink because it looked cool. And I'm sitting here getting my 2-step on and everything, bro. And while I'm sitting here sipping it, bro, I'm sitting here like I'm noticing, while I'm sipping that my 2-step is getting a little bit more loose, I'm out here and I'm saying like, I said, Damien, bro. So I think I'm a little, a little tipsy though, man. I gotta get a little bit more bop so that way when I walk out of here, I got my wits and everything, bro. And I just remember, and he was like, yeah, your eyes ain't like glossy eyed or whatever. I said, yeah, but I could tell. This is one drink, and I don't know what was all in it. I was like, bro, you think this chick would have slipped me the roofie in here or something though, bro? Because and there was a girl at the bar who said her girl was the bartender. I said, well, what you drinking on? I'm going to drink whatever you drinking, right? So the bartender, hooked me on up, and I was sitting here thinking in my head about being in control. Like, what if this girl put something in my drink for me to sit down somewhere and then a homegirl do? Who knows? Like, that's how much I am a control freak of my own body though, bro. So yeah.
For the 40th, I was, when we went out to eat, I tried to drink a little something, and Chili's messed me up. Because I went to Chili's, man, I had that blueberry pineapple margarita.
Yeah.
Didn't feel no champ. I'm good. We went to Louis that night, and I had their ultimate margarita. Sarah had to finish that, and I was like, nope, not today.
When I was out at Amelia Island this past time around, like this past July,
yeah,
we out there and we are playing Uno, right? And so this new Uno card deck has a new card where you can make it do whatever you want it to do. I think it's like 2 cards or whatever. So on this particular card that they had, we said, well, if you pull this card, you have to, I think it was like draw 4 and you have to take a shot. We out here with the Tito's going on, man, fresh bottle of Tito's, man. And so we sitting here, we going. We got the music going. It's us. We out here going. The boys in there playing video games. And so I'm sitting here while we going. I just so happen to be the one that take it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's what it was. you can switch hands. So we played it where you take somebody else's hand if you put this card down. You put it down, and then whoever's hand you take, they got to go ahead and take a shot, right? So I'm sitting here, for some reason, I didn't have to take about 5 shots or whatever for this whole duration while we out there. And so they playing music, and I'm, again, back on my 2-step, right? I'm getting it. And my homegirl, Shamia, is like, I ain't never seen you move around. Like, this is the most active. And except for that one time we went to MJQ, bro. And she said, I ain't seen you like this since way back then. And I know I was a little buzzed then. I was just buzzed, just right, though, man. But not enough still to get drunk, though, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you, man. It's not for me, bro. And
we always talk about this night at MJQ for Ryan's birthday. I think he was when he was turning like 35 or something like that, though, bro. And we probably had, I think everybody, all the couples had kids. And this was one of the first nights that everybody didn't have their kids, though, bro. You talk about some people who was wilding, though, man. I was like, it was an epic night. We still talk about it like it happened yesterday, bro.
Yeah.
Epic night. So, hey, man, football back.
Yeah.
Listen, man. I got some questions for you there, bro, Ham.
All right.
So I did watch some of the game, and part of the reason why I didn't watch all of the game is because I was watching that Lakers and Rockets game. Since you said the Rockets, you assured me that the Rockets was going to win, and so I was watching.
I said they gonna win the series. I ain't said they was gonna win the game. I'll be trying to put words.
You said they was gonna win the series, so I figured that they had to win the last night game to start that. But we gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing that's kind of tripped out, though, bro. What I took away from the game was this. I was like, bro, the Chiefs is out here looking like regular. They ain't looking with no preseason game. They looking like a well-oiled machine, though, bro. I was like, yo. And it did tell me, though, man, that I honestly, I typically don't like to say that this about a quarterback. But I do think that Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the NFL, bro.
He just plays football with ease, bro.
It seems easy, bro.
It just look like you playing a video game, bro.
I think Pat Mahomes might be. I'm not gonna say might be. It convinced me last night, bro, that he is. And this is the other thing, though, bro. It also showed me that while Deshaun Watson is good, Bill O'Brien, their coach, don't know what he's doing out there, though, bro. And I felt bad because Deshaun Watson, when they gave this boy a boatload of money, and I'm thinking like, well, who you gonna surround him with? Yeah, I get that you gave him the money, but you let go of D-Hop and you replaced him with David Johnson, and I'm just like, I don't know what they're trying to do. With the Chiefs, they got a quarterback who's as young as him, and you know exactly what they're trying to do. And I don't know what the Texans are trying to do, bro.
I don't know what they're trying to do because it just looked like Deshaun Watson was by himself. Like he was throwing it to dudes where it needed to be. They couldn't catch it. It was just not cool, bro. But I have a hot take.
What you got? Oh my God.
Pat Mahomes is Neo. Because he went in the Matrix last night, bro. He went in the Matrix. Bro, it didn't make any sense how simple it looked for him to do the stuff that he did. Like, it was like he saw stuff. Maybe he's the Flash where he saw stuff happen. You remember like in Batman, what was it? Justice League, where Bruce Wayne threw that bat symbol at the Flash, and the Flash just kind of stopped and it just kind of floated by and he was able to just kind of grab it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it felt like Pat Mahomes was just doing, bro. He was killing it.
Let me ask you something, bro. And this is one of those things that I've been seeing a lot of people talk about. I saw J.J. Watt say something about this. So, bro, let me ask you something. And I hate to even get political. But I'm gonna run this by you, bro.
All right.
So the players got out there and they basically kind of came together and they did their moment of silence for unity, right? And when they gave their moment of silence, they were saying, we were doing this. We weren't kneeling. We're all standing here and we're all coming together for unity over these issues with racial inequality and injustices. They were very clear when they said this, bro. And then I'm seeing the Kansas City Chiefs fans booing during this moment of silence. And so the thing that I want to run by you, bro, is I understand that Cap was clear when he would say it is not about disrespecting the flag. And as much as 45 and all of the other constituents and all those other like-minded folks were trying to say, I don't like that you're disrespecting our flag, and that is my problem with you guys protesting. And now that this was clear that it did not have anything to do with the flag, and separately from the flag presentation, they said we're going to come together during this moment of silence to show unity again over inequality and injustice, and you boo the players. Then my question for you, Ace Kennedy, is that is the problem with disrespecting the flag, or is the problem is that you aren't for racial equality and injustice? If that's when you're booing.
Listen, anybody that cares more about the flag than they do human life, then you really should check yourself. Here's the thing. I served in the military. My dad served in the military. My grandfathers served in the military.
I was almost there.
Don't you stop.
I was almost there.
I got aunties that have served in the military. It's been clearly stated what it is. So at this point, anybody still holding on to that it's disrespect to the flag, I don't know what to tell you. Because the thing is that I don't care what anybody does, right? Anybody can do something and they can tell you their intent. Once they tell you their intent or what they're trying to do when they're doing certain actions, and you still choose to take it in the way that you want to take it, nothing to explain anymore. And so the thing is that it is hard to believe that with everything that's been going on with all types of national sports, professional athletes, and the way that they have been embracing or acknowledging how to deal with what's currently going on in our society. I respect what the NFL decided to do. They don't have to do the same thing. They don't have to kneel. It's not even about the kneeling. It's not about the kneeling. It's about doing something to show unity towards what's going on in our country. And so the thing is, if you're not on board with that, then you would have to be somebody who does not want to see equality. They want everything to say the way
that is my thing. So it's like this whole time when you made it about the flag, was that just a disguise for saying I have a problem with what you're protesting, not your means, not when you're doing it, but the fact that you're protesting about inequality and injustice. Like it was clear to me, but I think that the thing that I was more so surprised about, I understand completely where if a football fan said, I don't like politics in my sports, and as much as I can, I'd want to divide. I'd want to separate the two. I understand that aspect completely when someone says that, but there are other things that are political that I think that is invited. But it does feel like when you boo as a fan, or not necessarily say when you support it or not, it feels like you're saying as a football player, I'm only interested in what value of entertainment you can give me.
Not your views.
Not your views. And so to me, because they always say, oh, a football locker room is diverse and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. But then it's just like fans, you're rooting for the same guys, right? but it just feels like, hey, you know what, you players out there, I'm good with you entertaining me, but I don't want to hear nothing really that you got to say that doesn't entertain me. And I expect that there would be some people who boo, because I think that, you know, just as much as things like slavery and injustice and inequality, that's as American pie. And those are things that are as American as football has been, though, bro. But I am somewhat surprised, and not surprised. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but given today's climate, that's, you know, while people have the right to exercise whatever way they want to voice their opinion, whether it's booing, whether it's cheering or whatnot, though, man, it's just still, it still shows to me that as much as we see these little things, like these big things that we think are big in the grand scheme of things, they're still small to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, you know, this is the very first game of the season. It'd be interesting to see how the rest of the games go and how the fans respond. But here's the thing. If you don't want to see politics and stuff in football, then just stop watching. Because here's the thing. You're not going to tell somebody how or when it's appropriate to voice their opinions. And the thing is that the NFL already stuck their foot in their mouth the last time they tried to do something about that with Kaepernick. They're not going to do the same this time.
Hey, but listen, this is the thing about it. That is a politics aside. I'm going to tell you this. I am excited, though, about this NFL season. And the reason, one of the things that I looked at this, bro, I looked at this NFL season a lot different. So because of Colin Kaepernick and how I thought that he was unfairly treated, I was one of those people who didn't watch the NFL. I just stopped watching. And I maintained that, listen, until I thought that they gave Cap a fair shot at trying to make an NFL roster, until I thought that he was no longer being blackballed, I just abstained from watching it altogether, right? I just thought that, you know, it just felt wrong, right? And I understand if somebody else was watching it, that's still one thing. But when they gave him the shot, I was like, okay, well, that's cool. That was before last season. So this past season was the first time I had watched full NFL. Now, mind you, I still keep up with the Saints. And so I know about all of these things that have been happening to us, from blown calls to pass interferences to miracle plays and all these other things. And so with that said, I feel excited because and almost saddened because Drew Brees, my favorite player, I know that Drew Brees is getting ready to retire. And I respect that the Saints are saying, because Drew Brees is going to retire, and while we got a quarterback in waiting and Taysom Hill, we still don't know exactly what we're going to get out of him. And so we're treating this season like we all in. This is the last hurrah for Drew Brees. So we going all out. And so I love that my team in particular is all in. So with the, transactions that they made and pickups that they made in the offseason, like I love that I am excited to see what my team, and then now to still again, to be able to watch my team uninterrupted. I'm excited about that though, man. So it probably won't even, I'm not gonna say probably, it won't even bother me that if there are no fans in the stands. And I think that after, to your point, you said it the last time, after a while, you forget about the fans and it's all about the players in the play.
Especially watching it on TV. And that's the thing. These basketball games and I know we're getting in basketball soon, but the basketball games has been some of the most exciting basketball I've seen in quite some time. Like, I don't recall being this excited to watch as many of the playoff games as I've watched, not even because we report on it, but like I'm just generally interested. And Sarah ain't had no problems with me turning on the playoffs either. So I definitely, like, if they wouldn't have panned to the audience yesterday during the game, I would have forgot that there was no fans there, because it's just one of those things. Like, I want to see the sport. I'm excited that we got some type of sports. So
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna wait. I was about to say something about these Falcon fans, but I'm not gonna even say nothing because I'm gonna maintain this year to say I will not comment on a Dallas Cowboy post or an Atlanta Falcons post the entire season unless someone tags me in some of their trash talk, or unless someone says something about my team. So I will not say anything about no other team unless I'm provoked, bro.
I feel you. So what's up with our boys tomorrow?
Oh man, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready. I'm ready to see these. I saw that. I think K-State plays today. I might try to go ahead and catch it. There's a couple. Yesterday or the day before, I can't believe it though. Let me take a step back. I think every major sport had games on I think Thursday. So all sports, NFL, baseball, hockey, everybody, college football, everybody had in WNBA, everybody did. I think that tomorrow is probably going to be very much the same. So unfortunately, I need to go ahead and subscribe to the Longhorn Network so I can catch all of the Texas games. But I try to keep up as much as possible. I do want to see what we do, though, man. I'm excited.
Holla at me off the stream.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, so the other thing too, bro. Before we get into basketball, just want to real quick ask you a question. I didn't even bring this up in pre-production. Yo, what do you think about the boy Vince McMahon telling the WWE superstars they got to get off the third-party apps like Cameo and Twitch and YouTube? Like they basically got to pull their WWE likeness off of it. The original thing was they had to be off of it within 30 days. The update is that they can use them, but they can't affiliate it with WWE. So they'd have to be on there as regular people.
Hey, first off, before I say that, I just want to tell you that we got Lil Jordan Humphrey on the Saints, folks. I still think that Lil Jordan probably one of the top 5 classic hood names of all time. Lil Jordan has the whole first name. It goes up with the coldest, and it goes up to somewhere where I saw that somebody's name was the realest. And that dude named the coldest, I think he's from Shreveport, matter of fact, though, man. So that's still, but I just wanted to tell you that we got Lil Jordan on the Saints, though. I think so with WWE, I think it is interesting, bro, because one of the things that I think is kind of crazy about that is that I think that it's either WWE trying to keep up with the times or not doing a good job at recognizing that they're not. Because I think that nowadays, right, I think that so many players are starting to access all of these other platforms. And so because of that, I think that now what they're doing, though, so, okay, when I see Hulk Hogan, right, I know him only as Hulk Hogan. I don't think that his name is Terry Bosa, whatever his name is, right? And the same with like Ric Flair. He's Ric Flair. I forget that he's Ric Flair or however you actually spell it. And at the same time, I think that I know that Triple H is Paul Levesque, but he's still Triple H. I don't
want to hurt Hemsley to you.
Yeah, he's Hunter. Yeah, he's Hunter Hems. He's Hunter Hearst. I think you still get mad when I be calling him Hunter Hearst still sometimes. But I think that what my point is that I see why they would want to take them all the way off. If they're saying, listen, if they should have a clause that says, if you are going to be on social media, then you need to be on social media as your WWE character or not at all. And we would compensate you one way or the other. But I don't want to, if they give you access to say you could be on Twitch, but you can't be on there with your wrestling name. Well, I don't want to see Triple H on there as Paul Levesque. Like I want to see Rey Mysterio. I don't want to see Hector Gonzalez or whatever his real name is. Like I don't. So it's like and so I understand what WWE is trying to do. I just don't know. In typical fashion, I just don't know if they're going about it the right way.
It's stupid. It
does damage. It does. Like this, I'm gonna tell you this. It does do some damage to their brand at WWE if you're on there and you're going on there without your brand name. Like I don't. AJ Styles, like. I don't want to see him under his real name though, bro. Like, nah, you messing up my wrestling experience by you going over here and saying your name is Andrew. Like,
listen,
get the hell out of here.
You got somebody as competitive as AEW. First of all, AEW could care two anythings about WWE. They are not paying attention to WWE. They are, when I say they're not paying attention, meaning that they're not doing reactions like, oh, well, WWE did, so we need to do that. Like, no, they're because if you notice, WWE took a page from AEW. When AEW started putting their wrestlers around the ring, WWE was like, oh, damn, we should put wrestlers around the ring.
Yeah.
And so then AEW now has live fans. And so then WWE's got the virtual fans around the ring with the screens or whatever. But in January is when they're finally going to bring back fans. But the thing is, the reason why I say that, they are a direct competitor, period, point blank. They are a direct competitor, right? Okay. It's a viable option for performers to go to AEW and be successful because they're only working 2 days out of the week. Well, depending, like if they have a pay-per-view. Other than that, you have 1 day you're working a week and you're still making a decent salary to be able to do what you need to do. So, and
less travel as well. Most of their all their they're going to one place. It's like going to work 9 to 5, but you're only working 2 days a week.
Oh, 1 day a week. That's it.
1 day a week. Yeah.
Unless it's a pay-per-view. But the thing is that the other thing with AEW is that what I love is that when they heard that WWE was doing that, on TV, on all their promos, they was like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and drop my Twitter and let me go ahead. I got an album dropping. Like they was dropping.
It's real. It's real time. And this is the thing about it, because this is the thing I think that's crazy. I think that what AEW embraces is, what you and I call the smart fan, right? Fans know more about the behind the scenes. So AEW is masterful at giving you storylines that are off TV, and it allows you to connect with the different wrestlers more and be more personal with them. And I like that.
What Tony Khan did, he built the storyline off of something that was already established, because the Young Bucks had BTE, being the Elite, that YouTube web series. They had that well in advance before ever joining AEW. But Tony Khan was like, yo, let's introduce the storylines on there. That way, when we get to TV, it ain't nothing but action. We ain't gonna be doing a bunch of promos like that. You might have 2 promos and in the whole show. The rest is just fights. That's
what I like. You know what I like about what I like about this is gonna sound weird. What I like about them is they have this old WCW feel to it, where it tells you who's gonna wrestle next week. Like they'll tell you in advance. So like, when you're watching it today, right? You might say, oh, you know what? I want to see Hangman Page wrestle against, Dustin Rhodes, right? And that next week you got to tune in or you want to DVR it. I like that they tell you in advance some of the matches. They used to do that in WCW. I think WWE used to do that years ago, but I like that though.
You want to know the true difference, and we'll move away from wrestling. The true difference between AEW and WWE is the WWE has writers. AEW doesn't.
I listen, man. I told you, man. I was watching AEW the other day, and I was watching it, and Sonny Kiss was wrestling in the tag team with I think it was, what's the homeboy name?
Joey Janela.
Joey Janela. And so we watching them wrestle against the boy Chris Jericho. And I said, yeah, man, there's this. I said, yeah, turn it on AEW real quick. I want to show you something. They got this gay wrestler on there. And I said, and people said, what you mean, gay wrestler? I said, yeah, he's gay, but he's on there wrestling. Like he's cold wrestling wise, right? So when my mom turned it on there, she saw him just standing outside the ring, getting ready to tag in. So she was like, oh yeah, he acting real, acting real flamboyant on out here, like he acting. I said, no, he ain't acting. She saw the boy Sonny Kiss jump up in the ring, and she was like, yo, like, oh yeah. He's dope, but he was like, oh yeah, he's gay, right? So I thought that was funny, but she said I would have never imagined. This is a long way from anything that you might see somebody like Velveteen Dream that might
that teeters the line.
Teeters the line, but no.
Sunny Kids, that's the lifestyle for real.
Yeah, that's
the other one too. The other advantage that they have is because they have people like Chris Jericho, Miro, formerly Rusev. They have your boy Cody Rhodes. They have Dustin Rhodes.
People that know what works.
They have people over there that number one has been in the WWE system. So they, like you said, they know what works and what doesn't work. And they have Chris Jericho, one of the most, like, you talking about a dude that can get anything over. He had people excited about a list.
The list. I couldn't wait for the list, bro. Yeah. I couldn't wait to see who was going to get on the list and why they would get on the list. So I agree with you, though, man. Like I said, I think the thing that I like, though, man, is that they definitely know how to utilize talent over there, though, bro. Yeah. So maybe it's because their roster isn't as big, though. So they got more time that you can invest into them, though. Yeah. So
and they have another show for development. They got AEW Dark. So and they are definitely utilizing social media to really get
absolutely over. I think they do a phenomenal job at that, though, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, so listen, man.
What's up?
Talk about this NBA. You got some explaining to do here, bro.
All right. What's up?
You told me that the Rockets was gonna win the series.
That's right.
And now these boys is down 3-1.
They down.
So I need for you, sir, to tell me what happened to these Rockets yesterday.
Well, you already see who I represent. You know what I'm saying? Russell.
They look fly too up there.
Appreciate it. Hush, boy. Russell did his thing. It's the classic trope of who didn't show up. Mr. James Harden. Now, here's the thing. I am not you. I don't hate James Harden. I like James Harden. I think James Harden is one of the most extraordinary talents we have ever seen in an NBA uniform. Somebody who was classically underused at the Oklahoma City Thunder and showed what he was capable of doing once he became a star, when a team said, you know what, I want you to bet on yourself. And
why doesn't this man show up? You dressing him up, you put him in a suit already. You put him in a clean, tailored suit. That is beautiful, bro. Why isn't this man showing up? That's what I need for you to answer me. If the idea is that he is supposed to save Russell from going Russell. Right. And Russell is supposed to save James Harden for doing what James Harden do. Right. So my question for you is that the other day, Russell went Russell. And you told me you was just banking that Russell was going in the bounce back.
Russell did bounce back.
My question that I have for you is that if all in the regular season they were just putting up numbers, and James Harden had a bunch of 50-point games, and he just poured out all these numbers. And before last season, he put up all these numbers, and he led people to believe that Chris Paul was the problem. So they got rid of Chris Paul, brought Russ in there, but he was putting up numbers then. He put up numbers right now. Yeah. I need to know from you, Ace Kennedy.
All right.
What is wrong with the Rockets, bro?
James Harden. And here's the thing. So the Lakers did exactly what they were trying to do, meaning that they put a team playoff ready. So the thing was with them, they knew, just like you told me back in the day, like, hey, it's different playing in the regular season than in playoffs, because in the playoffs, you're playing the same team for 7 games, so you know what to expect. And the Rockets do not change their formula at all. They live and die by that three-pointer. And so the thing is that with James Harden, they are double teaming him now. And I'm gonna tell you, the MVP on the Lakers is not LeBron. The MVP on the Lakers is not Anthony Davis. The MVP on the Lakers right now is Rajon Rondo. And I'm not even a Rajon Rondo fan, but that dude is a floor general. He knows stuff. He knows psychology, and like he does little bitty things that people just don't even pay attention to. Like James Harden has been hooking their arms. And so what he would do, he would then go in front of the referees and basically show the referees what exactly what James was doing in the middle of the huddle. So I say all that to say the reason the Rockets are not winning right now is because of James Harden. It's his team, it's his responsibility. He's supposed to be the one to bring them to where they need to be. It's all James Harden's fault.
I'm going to go with the homie Mark on this one. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you that this is the reason why Anthony Davis isn't playing up to his standards as well, because these boys with these baby dreads out here. Ever since Anthony Davis started his baby dreads, he started falling off in the fourth quarter even more. His points per, he should be averaging 30. He's averaging maybe 6 points less than what he needs to be averaging in the playoffs. I'm concerned that he has these baby dreads, and these baby dreads are going to hold him back by these same 6 points that he needs to score per game when they play against the Clippers. So James Harden is holding on to these baby dreads, and that is a good point because ever since he's came back, he's been out here with no shape of his haircut. His mohawk then turned into sort of a regrown Wesley Snipes from Demolition Man hairstyle. I'm low-key jealous because he can still grow his hair and I don't have none. But there may be some truth to that. Because James Harden, since he put them baby dreads in, he stopped showing up. Now, maybe it's a built-in excuse that his baby dreads is too tight and it's holding back on his shot. It's causing him to pull up. I don't know. But what I do know is I've seen James Harden do this for maybe 7 years now.
Time and time again. Now, there's another reason too now. So, one of their players did leave the bubble. And it was a player that was actually doing pretty decent. And they only have like a seven player rotation anyway. So now they're down to 6. The boy House had to leave because he decided to he needed a personal COVID test that required a couple of hours in order to get the results back. So needless to say, he has to leave the bubble for a break.
He's out there all the way. Huh? He's done for the playoffs. He's done.
He's done.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, I think that technically speaking, he should not be disqualified, bro. I thought that he said that this is one of the people who administers the COVID test. So that means that she also has to be COVID free, and everyone within the bubble is actually it's clear of COVID. I think I don't see when they say unauthorized personnel. I don't think that she was unauthorized, bro. She was already on the premises. I don't know. But do you mean to tell me, though, do you think that Daniel House was one of the primary reasons why?
No, I'm just saying that all hands is on deck with the Lakers. Like, you're playing the Lakers. So at the same time, you just busted the chemistry. And the thing is that you already messed the chemistry up bringing Russ back. You know what I'm saying? When the OKC series was happening, and James Harden fell apart in Game 7 of the Oklahoma series, because I will say it here. Oklahoma lost that series. The Rockets did not win that series.
D'Antoni is out of here, bro. D'Antoni is out of there. Like, listen, bro. I think after yesterday's game, I think it sealed his fate. And I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I think, here's what I think. I'm going to be honest with you, right?
All right.
I think what's going to happen, I think the Rockets might win the game tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you the reason why they're going to win tomorrow, right? And it's because I think that if James Harden is consistent with what I've seen James Harden to do, tomorrow, he can just play, throw caution to the wind, right? He has to play they have to try to do whatever to win, but the pressure is on the Lakers to close them out. The pressure isn't on the Rockets, because if they win, the Lakers basically has more. That means the Lakers got another game. The Lakers has 3 more attempts basically to win one game. And so I think that what you'll probably see happen, bro, is because I think that people look at this as the Rockets are done. I think that will make James Harden just go out there. He might score 50 points, right? Yeah. I think that Russ is going to go out there and give you maybe 26, maybe 9 assists, maybe.
But Russ doesn't change his game. Russ is a game 7 to Russ every game.
But I think that what Russ will do is I think that Russ will take smarter shots. I don't think he's going to launch up the threes like he did before. I think that when I say he's going to give you his 20-something, his 20-some points this time are going to be more efficient. And I think that if Russ doesn't score his 20-some points, it's because I think that James Harden is going to go ahead and finally all out finish quitting on him. He's going to score his 22, 23, 24 points a game. And Russ is going to be like, hell no, I'm not going out like that. I'm going out swinging the bank.
You heard his
post. Russ is going to go for 30-some points and go out gunning.
You heard his post-game remarks. He clearly said what he wanted to say. He said everybody need to have that sense of urgency, period.
You don't got no choice. But James Harden, listen, bro. I'm going to tell you, bro. This is the thing I try to tell people. If you go and you watch on all of these games where James Harden mails it in, there's a certain time where you can see his body language. You see everything. Like I tried to tell somebody before, like on that game 2, when the Lakers won, it was right at 7 minutes. I saw that James Harden just was passive. He'll get the ball. He was kicking it out. He wasn't trying to beat a double team. It was before the double team got there. It was just like, all right, yeah, I get that you're passing this rock off, but your body language tells me that, nah, you ain't want none of that smoke. And then going toward another game, at the end of another game that I think the Lakers won when they went up 2, you could just tell that he just didn't want to have nothing to do with trying. He wanted to be the reason people can't say like, I didn't take the last shot, so it was. And he just you'll never hear him say that. I feel like at every point in the game, you can pinpoint, look at his body language, and that says that he tried. And if they win it, like when he blocked my boy Lou Dorn, when he blocked my boy, I thought that was luck. But prior to that, I thought that the minutes lead up to that, he was playing to not lose the game. He was not trying to close it. I thought that was just circumstantial, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I still stand by it. I still think the Rockets have an opportunity to win, but at the same time, he's gonna have to show up if they're gonna do it. Russ can't do it on his own. And so the thing is that Russ did his part. I need James to do his.
I think that LeBron, this is the thing about it. I think that, how when I was telling you the playoff LeBron, I think that the playoff LeBron, especially with Rondo playing the way that Rondo was playing, I think the playoff LeBron looks at the bigger picture and say, we got to go ahead and get these boys out of here now so that we can get some rest for this Clippers.
No. I understand that. I wholeheartedly believe that LA is not going to be trying to play with them. They're going to come out with this much. The thing is you don't have to motivate anybody on the Lakers team as to what needs to happen. They understand, and LeBron has them well coached as far as like, listen, we need to get some rest.
It won't surprise me though if James, listen, bro, when I tell you that, because James Harden will give you them big numbers and they mean nothing at all. So when I say that to say that he's going to give you 50 just to stay alive, but I just don't think that he's not gonna. It's not like, well, you giving me 50 now when you down 3-1. Like, how come you couldn't give 50 in game 2, 3? Like, that's what I mean. Like the timing of the big numbers, though, bro.
Yeah, because you look at the series, the Utah versus the Denver series, when Mitchell and your boy was going ham every single night.
Every night.
You knew they was dropping 50. They didn't care what defense was coming at them. You couldn't.
Facts. And that's one thing about it. So for James Harden to be this gifted, prolific scorer that you dressed him up to be, to start this whole thing off with, like, yo, give me that when it's needed. Like, I don't mind you taking, if it take you 30 shots to get 60 points, as long as you get the win when it matters. But what I have a problem with when it comes to James Harden is that don't give me 60 points and think it's supposed to mean something to me when you're down 3-1, right? Because everybody already pretty much knows that statistically and historically you're done. So I don't know, man. But that's my problem with him, though. So all the points that he scored, everything he does, it's just all for show with smoke and mirrors because to me it's meaningless when it counts, though, bro.
All right, real quick, bro, because we don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this, but I got to bring this up. Yo, who you got in this Boston Raptors series?
I'm going to be completely honest with you.
You better not say Thickums.
I'm going to be honest with you. The boy Van Fleet said they done messed up. He said they messed up. When they didn't close them out the first time?
Yeah.
And so I think, bro, I just got a feeling that they going to win. And not just that. I think that Kyle Lowry is about to go for about 35, bro.
Listen.
And he's gonna score 35 and he's gonna look into the camera and say, Ace Kennedy, you like that. You like that.
I will stick by my original prediction before the series even started. I said that it was going to be Boston versus the Heat. Before both of their series started, before they started beating Milwaukee, I claimed Boston versus the Heat, and that's what I'm sticking with.
Now, here's the thing. This is what I think is crazy because I think I just like this is what's crazy. When the Celtics are winning, I love the way they play. I like how they look. But what's crazy about that is that if you give up this game 7, I mean, that's not good. If they took you to game 7, that tells me that I don't think that this Miami team and this focused Jimmy Butler is going to slack up on you. And so I think that if I can see Miami beating either one, I can see Miami beating the Celtics, and I can see Miami also beating the Raptors, bro. It's weird as it sounds. For some reason, it did impress me that they swept the Pacers, and it did impress me that they made the boy Giannis look very average out there. So it tells me that in the face of high caliber talent, that they go unfazed. So I don't think it would bother them whatsoever that Jason Tatum is great, or that even Siakam or whoever. Like, I think that they seem to be so unfazed though, and they're the only team that I think that wouldn't necessarily have to win a series by having the 30-20-20 rule. I think they may have enough players on their team where everybody will score 15. Okay. Everybody who plays will score 15.
Last question. Realistically, what percentage do you give Miami to win the whole thing?
Oh, man. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. If Miami played against the Lakers, right, I think that they have a better chance of beating the Lakers than beating the Clippers.
Why is that?
Because I honestly think that while Anthony Davis is good, I think that Bam Adebayo would do a decent job guarding AD. Not that he'll stop him, but I think that he would do a pretty good job with guarding him. So I think that that's the case. I think that Jimmy Butler would guard LeBron the entire game. And the reason why I think that I give them a better chance is because I just honestly think that Miami have better shooters than the Lakers. Even though the Lakers seem to have picked it on up, I just think that on the Miami bench, everybody can shoot. Everybody on it. The crazy thing is that Jimmy Butler and Bam are their all-stars, and they're probably their worst three-point shooters. Everybody else can light it up. So that's what I think makes him a little dangerous. And the reason why I think that it'll be tougher for them against the Clippers is that I still think that Jimmy Butler would play Kawhi probably the whole game. Mm-hmm. And I just think that somehow the Clippers will still get the chemistry that they haven't had at some point.
Yeah.
So I see while Paul George has been shrinking every single minute to me, I think that by the time they would get there, he may hit his stride. Hopefully, I just think the Clippers have a loaded roster, basically.
Okay.
But
they would definitely put Patrick Beverly on Hero, because Hero, that dude is just crazy, bro.
Hero get busy. Duncan comes out there getting busy. They got some guys though, man. And like I said, I think that they fearless though, man. And I think that Miami just reminds me of that. They actually, you know what's funny? They remind me of the Celtics roster when they were young before they got Kyrie. I think that they were the guys they had no business being there, and all they had was these young guys with a bunch of talent out there who didn't necessarily know how to win.
Yeah.
Because their coach didn't necessarily know. But what makes Miami different is they got a young roster. They got the vets who've been there, but their coach has that winning pedigree and knows what it takes. And that's what I think make them kind of dangerous, where they're young but well coached also.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I don't know, man. But listen, speaking of basketball, we can get off of basketball on this. Do you think Giannis is going to stay there, man?
He kind of has to now, because he came out and said that it wasn't going to happen for him to leave.
I like that he said that though, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of the same thing KD did their first time. Like he put it out of the conversation quick. Like he was like, nah, it's a done deal. Like, I'm signing.
I've heard that they said that they were going to make a push to get Chris Paul out there.
Oh,
if they get, so this is what I was telling you about when you was talking about, oh yeah, they should get. You thought Wesley Matthews is the third best player. The reason why ultimately I think that the Bucks looked bad was because at the end of the day, it's always how good is your third best guy, and I think that Chris Paul being your third best guy and Chris Middleton being your second guy, that's a different dynamic to me. And so I think that they'd get rid of what I think they would do is they probably would get rid of Matthews and Bledsoe to get Chris Paul.
Nah, they better come out with Middleton. That's what
they're not gonna get rid of Middleton. What they're gonna do, Wesley Matthews has one of those short contracts. Bledsoe just re-up this contract, but it isn't one of those. It's less than Chris Paul, right? It's probably half the amount of Chris Paul's. So I think that they would pick him on up, but they would probably eventually get rid of him so that and maybe even have him as a backup so that so that my boy Shea Alexander-Gilchrist can go ahead and still stay starter, get that shine. But I think that you can go ahead and bring in Matthews as a veteran backup behind my boy Lou Dort. So, it makes sense to me though, bro. But I don't know. But outside of Chris Paul, I don't know who else you can line up with them that would make them better. I mean, Chris Paul just makes so much sense to me though, bro.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because then you taking the ball out of Giannis's hands and he can go down and just post up or do some, it would give him his legs some space to move around. So yeah, definitely. But I wouldn't mind seeing Chris Paul going to the Lakers if he leaves the Thunder. So,
Hey man, let's we running not over, but we getting out here in some minutes. Hey, real quick, man. We can talk about I saw that the next time we catch up, we got to talk about this Meek Mill movie that's produced by Will Smith. I saw a preview for it. It looked pretty good. It's I'm kind of curious now on if it's going to come out in theaters, which I think it should.
It's not.
It's not? Okay.
No. It's HBO.
It's HBO Max. Yeah. So that looks kind of interesting, though, man, to see the boy Meek Mill acting. It's kind of funny to see. I'm still, from the preview, I'm interested in seeing, is he like Meek Mill or is he acting like someone else? So that's
no. He's acting as somebody else. The movie takes place, I think, it's not even in Philly. It's
Baltimore. He got the Baltimore. And this was funny. The Baltimore, it's going to be interesting watching the Baltimore because Baltimore has the number one spot for the worst accents in the United States, where them boys got the extra oohs in their twos and the U's when they talk. So it'll be interesting though, man. But I saw that Meek was kind of had that, so it seems very authentic. So we can get into that. We talked a lot of football and basketball today. We'll get into that on next Tuesday. But the other thing though, man, next Tuesday.
I'm about to say Tuesday's a pretty stacked show, bro.
Tuesday's a pretty stacked show because we've been talking, we've been seeing it here in across the country more these increasingly deaths that are related to no-knock warrants. We saw Breonna Taylor shot in her sleep from a no-knock warrant that was issued for her boyfriend, and there was that's still an ongoing investigation. In Killeen in particular, man, there's been a couple of issues with no-knock warrants where policemen have actually been shot and I believe killed as well. And so one of the things that we on next Tuesday's show is that we have the family, the sister actually of James Scott Reed. Family is suing the city of Killeen, suing the police department, kind of have some issues as well with the no-knock warrant that was issued out. So we'll have his sister come on and kind of tell us what's going on. She was looking to raise some awareness, man, because I know that in Austin in particular, in cities like that they're talking about, defunding police and police reform. And I think that one of the things that they're really doing is pushing a big initiative to kind of end these no-knock warrants, because I think that all of these things don't seem to go as well. And I think that one of the things that we will have her on is to kind of give us some details on their case, help them raise some awareness. They got a message that they're trying to get on out. So of course we're looking to use our platform to get that information on out to you guys. So definitely check us out on next Tuesday. We're talking about that early. So one of the first things that we'll get into is that we also got Joe Peoples.
Yeah, we also got Terrell Johnson, who's going to be on. He developed a program for coaching inner city youth with childhood trauma, and he's going to be talking about that and everything going on with that program. He's also an artist, so he can talk about, man, he's, got a bunch of stuff going on. So just loving the opportunity of helping people to use our platform and distribute that out to the masses. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty stacked show on Tuesday, and very, very exciting about it.
Yeah. I'm very, very excited because I think that when you were telling me about him, I love the idea of him being able to provide opportunities to, youth who may not get those opportunities otherwise. So very, very, very excited about that though, man. So next Tuesday is definitely going to be one of those shows that you want to tune into. Definitely one of those shows that we absolutely hope that you guys would join the comments, like the show, share. And like we always say, man, this is every Tuesday, Friday that we do this at 7:00. We're also live on. Look at you, bro. Stop it. Stop playing. But every show you distracting me. I had listen. We live, YouTube. Every single show that we do, and like we said, usually I think that Spotify, they do a review process, so it may take a day or so. But every episode, we're now on Spotify, so check us out there if you like to listen to podcasts. If you like to just listen and work, hey, that's what's up. So it's going down. It's going down. Big things popping though, man. What you got going on this weekend, bro?
This weekend, I'm doing a whole bunch of chilling. I am actually gonna play on the Xbox. I'm gonna try to write. And then, of course, church. I'm about to go in there and hang out with the fam. The missus just came home giving me the look, so I got to go see what I did. And other than that, bro.
Hey, bro.
The knees once.
Hey, man, this weekend, I think I'm going to actually go on out to look for a new car, though, bro. I think I'm going to look for these Lambos, bro. I got to see what these Lambos. We got to spend this Spotify check, though, bro.
That's right.
So I'll be out there. I'm going to be on the big end car. I'm only looking at Jags, high-end cars. We spending all the Spotify money.
I'm getting me a range, bro.
Yes, I'm spending the Spotify check.
I actually want that Telluride. That's what I want.
The what's that?
The Telluride.
I gotta go bigger. I earned it. This is almost. This might not be the 40th gift, but I'm spending that Spotify, that YouTube check though, man, because we balling now. We doing some things. Hey, Slash, look at this. Let me see this, bro. Let me see this. What does the inside look like? What is that? That's the silver?
Yeah. And it's got the little it's the like that hologram silver on the bottom, but they look
so to put you on to the 97s, and now your boy's hooked to them. I told you though, bro.
I ain't hooked. I don't.
You got like 4 pair of them now, bro.
I do. I got 4 pair. That's it. I'm tapped.
No, you got more of those than Westbrooks.
That's false information.
How many Westbrooks you got,
bro? I have
every single one of them,
huh?
You got every Westbrook that's ever came out.
I got the street shoes of Westbrook, and I got the basketball shoes. So that's false information.
Oh my gosh! Listen, bro, Slash Brothers, man, I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. We out this thing. Let's get that music one more time, homeboy.
Get over here!
Let me get that Booker T. Let me get the Booker T.
Can you dig it?
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Yep.